Badegi Radio 90.1 FM stereo. Good morning and welcome to the program Global Review and Issues in the News. Today is Friday, the 19th of June, 2026, and it has been a very good weather since last night. I hope you had a very wonderful night rest because it rained, and we say Alhamdulillah, and we say we need more. All right, you know how we run the show this morning. We're taking a look at some newspaper headlines coming from some major daily newspapers across the country. I also look at some headlines in, on foreign issues and also the local ones. I am not the only one in the studio this morning. I have, as usual, the musketeers in the building. We have Mr. Apaya. Good morning, Mr. Apaya.
Good morning, Agimba and Nabili, and good morning, our beautiful listeners out there. Thank you very much for always staying right here with us.
Yes, good morning this beautiful morning, beautiful listeners of Badegi Radio. And Baraka de Jumat, thank God it is Friday. It's another beautiful Friday morning. And we are here again. Want to say a very big thank you to everybody who has been with us since Monday up till today. I want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for also keeping us and preserving us up till this time, because no be by our doings, not by His grace.
That's so. Okay, gentlemen, Mr. Apaya, let's take a look at some local issues, if there is any, before we go further.
Well, we still have to cry out to Niger State government to beg the contractors handling road construction, most importantly in the capital city. They are making people to go through hell. Honestly, people are finding it very much difficult in terms of the routine. You go here, you go there, you have to be moving around. Like I said yesterday, if you are the one who take your children to school, there are some private schools that block their gate when it is time, and you can't change their distance. So we are begging this morning, because of this blockage of road here and there unnecessarily, I must say. One very big trailer was passing through Mustafa Special Hospital. If not for one good Samaritan who was just passing by, and he saw that trailer, and he believed that if he allowed that trailer to pass through that route, there's going to be more wires will have to be brought down. He stopped and ordered them to have a U-turn. That's very close to Mustafa Specialty Hospital. One good Samaritan this morning around 6:30, he stopped them and ordered them to have a U-turn, because they are carrying a very, the load they are carrying, it will definitely cut many wires. So, we have to avoid that. And if it is in the night, if nobody sees that trailer, this is how you bring down wires and just continue with his journey. And you can't blame him, because you have to find an alternative route for yourself. Yes.
All right. Okay. Same thing he talked about this morning. We nearly fell in a ditch this morning with Mustafa Bina. Yes, because we are coming and then we saw this road blocked. And we went another one, it's still blocked. So we said, okay, let's manage here. Somebody said, okay, come on, pass here. As we are passing, seriously, I had to come here this morning and wash my feet and, and stuff like that. Every day it's like that. Every day it's like that. We don't know when this road will be blocked until we get there. So I don't know if there is going to be an information telling people which route to go. That's adjutant, but
apart from the information itself, there's this diverting signs that are supposed to be able to mount on the road for people to know. So you should have put that some meters away. Not that, because to some extent you see some people going down to where they have blocked the road, not knowing that the road have been blocked. Then you now have to make a U-turn, and probably your next alternative route will be farther away from that particular point. And let's be realistic, the economic situation that we are finding ourselves currently is making it tell hard on people. And again, I do ask questions. These people, I don't know, do they do this work like this in their own place too?
No, are they educated enough? Did they even go to school? Because look at the nature of the road now. We are not trying to tarnish everybody all this, but look at the way they do the job now. Where we've been traveling, we know how things are done locally, nationally, internationally. We know how things are done. We have never seen this type of insult. Contractor handling job. You don't even know when you're supposed to put a diversion sign for people to divert. You block everywhere. You are just doing a very less than 1 kilometer corridor. You are blocking everywhere. And this is the heart of the town.
It's uncalled for. And again, the alternative routes, they are not even doing anything about it. The alternative routes are so bad again that at least, we've seen, like you said, we've gone to other places. We see how the likes of Julius Berger do their work. Once they are giving the alternative, they will do something about it, even though it's just grading it to just make it, a little bit passable.
So temporarily
for the people. But this one, even the alternative routes, they are so bad. They are left unattended to, but again, what do we do?
Today is Friday, ba. Central Mosque. You see how people will cast spell on them.
Today.
Yes. Because they block every road that is leading to you to go to mosque.
Yes,
and you cannot just go and drop your car somewhere.
Very far. Yeah, last week I had to change the mosque where I was going to. I went to Central Mosque last week to pray, but I didn't find a place to put my bike because I have to pay places here and then go very far. So I had to, leave Central Mosque prayer and I had to go and attend another Central Mosque, another prayer somewhere so that I can, see my bike in case something happens. It's unfortunate we found ourselves in this situation, but, we get through it. Okay, let's quickly go over to the newspapers. We have this one coming from Punch newspaper. It's on bandit attacks and it says federal government raises 500 billion naira emergency security fund. So more money going down. Let's take a look into it. About 500 billion naira was deducted from the Federation Account Allocation Committee revenue May 2026 to fund a national security emergency intervention. Multiple sources familiar with the development have told the Punch newspaper. Deduction was made before the monthly revenue sharing exercise among the federal government, state and local government councils, according to the Senate senior officials privy to the FAAC, that is FAC proceedings. Confirmed the development. One of the sources said FAC deducted 500 billion naira for National Security Emergency Fund that month. So that's what it's saying. Before FAC allocation, 500 billion naira was deducted. But the issue is this. By the time a government is spending, removing money from it, I thought it's supposed to get a permission from the National Assembly that, we need 500 billion naira so that we can do this, deduct from it. I thought that's how it's done. Government doesn't spend money without the approval of the National Assembly or State House of Assembly.
On paper, it might seem so, but in reality, it is not like that. We all know. And again, when you have an assembly who is always on the mandate, who a whole lot of Nigerians are saying is a rubber stamp assembly. So the government can actually go ahead and do. Were we not here when the government went ahead and declared the state of emergency in Rivers State without the approval of the assembly? So I don't know why you are thinking that the government will need to take any. Take it to the assembly for the assembly to ratify before they can do what they did. Because at the end of the day, when you complain, go back to the assembly and they will just stamp it and let's go ahead.
At least this one, the target with issue of insecurity, right?
Yes.
The kind of assistance for probably. Then what more can you say about the anticipated Ebola? That 10 billion naira has been budgeted, and the chief of staff to the president is the chairman. You understand? I'm not saying that they just appropriated 10 billion naira for him, but the Ebola have not come. The one that has come, what have you done with it? The insecurity that is in our own backyard is coming to some towns in some cases. What have you done with that? This money, well, it is a government, like you said, that doesn't care about appropriating fund before spending it. But there's going to be repercussion. There's going to be repercussion, yes. Because constitutionally, you don't just spend money without this approval. Issue being the approval for the National Assembly. It has to be legislated. There must be a legislative approval from the National Assembly before you can go ahead to begin to spend money. There are some limits to which you can spend without going to National Assembly. But money of this magnitude, definitely it needs approval of the legislators. Yes,
and as much as it is very important because of the current security situation that we are actually experiencing in the country, we are on red alert currently. And again, you would even see some minority parts of the House of Assembly coming out yesterday to tell the ruling party that they should forget about the 2027 election and face insecurity squarely. That is what now the minority of the House is now coming to say.
Okay.
So now when we are coming to the issue of security, it is very important that this ruling party, the presidency, should actually forget the 2027 general election and actually face this insecurity squarely, give it whatever it is that it takes.
So don't you think this is the prayer for the for the present government, no election, so that they can continue to stay in the office?
No, not really. Not really, but just before then, sorry, I think before I forget, let's bring the voice of those National Assembly members who are acting that the president should start campaigning, or the APC government should start campaigning and face insecurity. It's a caucus in the House of Representatives. Yes.
Spend all 2027 political. President Tinubu must suspend all 2027 political activities and declare a 6-month national security and economic recovery plan. Lead or leave. On security, an immediate overhaul of the national security architecture. Although a state of emergency has been declared by the President since November 25, 2025, what we are rather witnessing currently is a state of emergency on political openness rather than security. The nation therefore requires funding on security intelligence, not propaganda, improved welfare for frontline troops, and not wildcards for appointees. President Tinubu must suspend all 2027 political activities and declare a 6-month national security and economic recovery plan.
For democracy, because
Lead
we are
or
seeing the minority
leave.
part of the House now standing up to hold the majority accountable, because we've seen instances where it just seems the majority is doing all the talking, the majority is doing everything, and the minority has been a kind of curtailed to a kind of a comatose situation where they can't really talk. But having the minority now coming out to speak like this is a very good one for democracy. I love it. Kudos. And I feel like if they can keep this momentum going, because that is why there must be, in democracy, it can never be a one-man race. It must be a two-man race where we are always keeping each other on our toes. And when we are seeing scenarios where we are no longer keeping each other at our toes, we become relaxed, we become okay. And that is what we are seeing in Nigerian politics. That is what we are seeing in African politics. People are no longer asking questions. People are no longer holding the government accountable, and that is why you see that the government is now relaxed. They do what they like at the time they like it, and nobody is saying anything. And until we start holding government accountable, until we start speaking up, you, my councillor, how much has come into your account at the end of the month? What have you spent? At the ward level, ask questions. At the chairman level, ask questions. At the government level, state governors level, ask questions. Down to the federation too. We need to start asking questions.
And issue of generalization of 10th Assembly being a Soroba stamp, that does not go down well with some National Assembly members. Yes, I think there's another clip again of a senator who is calling, saying enough. Yes, saying enough is enough of this, so that at least to be in the record that they've once spoken truth to power, they've given good representation, but since it is an issue of majority, but the minority voice have spoken, and it will go down well in the record. Yes, let's hear this one before we move again.
All right.
Where criminals hiding in forests appear stronger than the government itself. This is a serious national embarrassment. What is even more painful is the perception that while Nigerians are battling this terrifying security crisis, too much political attention is already being directed toward the 2027 elections instead of protecting lives and securing communities. Mr. President, the primary responsibility of any government is the protection of lives and property. Nigerians deserve safety, peace. There should never get to a point where criminals hiding in forests appear stronger than the government itself. This is a serious national embarrassment. What is even more painful is the perception that while Nigerians are...
you have the Senate President who is sitting on one person's mandate. A senator who is a leader who is the leader of 109 senators, a leader of the entire National Assembly, which is having 109 senators here and 360 House of Representatives, all being the chairman. He is the chairman of our legislation, and he's number 3 citizen. Look at what he's doing. He's having a kind of total disconnection with reality, with the people. So he is always care about what will impress the president. And another most annoying thing, he is more fearful about American president than even Nigerians who give him the mandate. Nigerians who have the vote to vote him out. He's always conscious of what they do in order not to make President Trump go mad with the country. You can see the level of degradation, how our leadership have eroded, how our National Assembly and have brought that his image to the level that they now turn the country to be a laughingstock at the international scene.
Are they talking about international scenes now, juxtaposing what happened in Iran and the US?
Yes.
Looking at what is happening over there, I was telling somebody yesterday night that we are a bunch of hypocrites in Africa talking about religion fanaticism. Now, I told him, do you know, it would interest you to know that over 90% of Iranians are well lettered, they are literate, they went to school.
Yes.
Over 90%. And this is a very much radicalized Islamic nation. Going to school already. So now you are now coming back to an African setting where they make it feel as if all these things which are supposed to be your basic rights and basic amenities, but they will look for a way to remove it away from you, bringing in religion and tribalism into this thing. And again, people tend to forget that when you go to the market, Mr. Paya, because I'm a Yoruba man, who my president is a Yoruba man there, they are not going to reduce the mudu of rice for me, nor are they going to reduce the price of mudu of beans for me. We are all going to still buy the same amount at the end of the day. So what are we now talking about? People need to now stand up. I will always continue saying this. Asking questions is very, very much important. And if we have a Senate now that is not asking questions, because the Senate, its primary responsibility is to always checkmate the executive. That is the work of the legislative. As you are legislating, you are making the laws, you do what you are also checkmating. You are making those laws to checkmate the executive. But where we are now having situations where systems are independent, are not independent of each other, where systems are now being dependent, all leaning towards the executive, then we'll continue having these issues.
Okay, look at issue of being educated and being steadfast in terms of national development. It's a collective responsibility. Now, you just made an instance, let's make a comparative and let's just talk about Iran. Look at the asymmetric war that is going between Iran and US. Who have ever thought that Iran could win this war? Virtually, let's say, almost 95%. Iran has won. You understand? They lost. They did not come out to fight a military war. It is an economic war, and it is a war of supremacy in terms of the economy and whatever. At the end of the day, look at what is happening. They force America and Trump to a direction they want them to be. And today, they are the ones celebrating, even though Trump is serving a very, very serious crisis back home that even the Democrats now are now saying that, the Republicans are now saying that if the Democrats have edge in the midterm election, they are going to support the impeachment, the removal of Trump. So you can now see how, and what make it possible for the Iran? You just talk about being literate and not being literate. They all have spirit of patriotism. They have love for their nation. That's number one thing. And that's why everybody, when it comes to issues of patriotism, they are all in one page. There is no issue of inferiority complex or superiority complex. And that is the more reason why they are where they are today. In their military circle, every 10 Iranian soldier, 8 are highly technical in terms of technology. And this is the more reason why it doesn't take them time to build their own infrastructure. It doesn't take them time to build their munition. As they are losing munition in war, they are building. Already other people are there in the laboratory building. The same soldier fighting are the same soldier making this. So this is spirit of love. This is spirit of patriotism. This is where leadership works. One leader says make a word, everybody follows because they knew that this leader is not going to deceive them. They take him by his word. So that is the sum of spirit which you have. Iranian, look at their population, look at American, and it's because of the belief in oneness and spirit of their country that is the more reason why they are able to win this war. Even back here in Nigeria, this war that we're facing, economic war, political war, and all the wars, the banditry and whatever, we can surmount these challenges, this war, if we believe in oneness of this country. He who the cap fits, let him wear it. It's not about issue of bringing your kinsmen. At the end of the day, you disgrace yourself and bring down the image of the country. Whosoever you believe have the capacity, Bring him. Let him do. We should forget about issue of tribal and ethnicity. It will not take Nigeria to anywhere. Even in Iran, there are some ethnic groups, you understand, but because of that spirit of love and patriotism for the nation, this is why they are where they are today.
It is.
I think it's unfortunate that that we have this particular National Assembly and the crop of leadership that we have, because the kind of leadership we have at the National Assembly will determine the followers, other members of the floor. And because Akpabio definitely, the House of Reps is not like the Senate. The Senate's owner has been more pronounced. The support on blindly support for the executive has been one of the main symbol of the Senate, because as far as reality is concerned, any effort in the Senate to make sure that the executive is account for whatever they've done has been brought down by Akpabio. Is it you talking about security, asking the service chief men to come and explain how it is done? He brought it down. Now we're talking about the corruption case in the NNPCL. You want to bring it down. So what are we going to have? And you are not happy that the National Assembly is called a rubber stamp National Assembly? So I think the National Assembly leadership will have to, take the name and bear it like that. And if they don't want the name, we have to see it in the action, how they hold the executive accountable, because that's number one. That's what we are taught in school, right from secondary school. The legislature holds the executive arm of government accountable. They serve as watchdog and whatever. I think that's only in the paper in this particular government that we find ourselves in. I think it's still on the issue of security. We have this one coming from the leadership principle saying amid rising insecurity, military style hats and other items still sold openly. Mr. Ibile and Mr. Apaya, we are all aware that if you are found with just a cap of military, you know how dangerous that is in Nigeria. When you move about with military khaki, we know what thing they happen there. Now it is everywhere. It's as a result of this insecurity. What are we seeing? What is happening? Can't we trace these things back to the manufacturers or whoever the dealers are?
You see, the thing is, in as much as you continue to enable criminality, in as much as you continue not to stop the criminality that is going on, you continue to see some three-headed snakes growing out of nowhere, sprouting in. Different heads will start sprouting in and sprouting out, I beg your pardon. We've always been saying this here, in as much as nothing tangible, let me not say nothing tangible, because the necessary actions, the necessary will to tackle this insecurity doesn't come into place, where we see a political will, because there must be a political will whether we like it or not. We are not in a military regime. We must have a political will, somebody with the political will to come and say, this will, I am putting an end to it. Insofar as we have not seen that person, they will continue having situations like this. We will now start having situations where we'll be seeing different tribes now coming into this business. We'll be seeing proliferation of arms coming into the country, proliferation of drugs coming into the country, whether we like it or not. Criminality rates will increase because there will be subdivision now. Are we not here when we are hearing of urban bandits now? We are now having people inside the state capitals, people inside the big cities who are also urban bandits now, who are either sharing information to those in the bush or are even doing their own operation from within the city. So it begs, so that's what I'm saying. If we don't do something about this thing, we will continue having this kind of issues. Going down, cascading continuously, and something just needs to be done. The leaders, and something is paining me. I'm still hearing people talking about negotiation. Two things: mining, very important. We have to legalize mining,
but we have to control it.
That's why I say we have to legalize it. You can't come and mine illegally, no.
But the big shots are mining.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying now. We have to legalize mining. If possible, put a capital punishment on anybody caught. If you don't minimize that illegal mining, because the history is there, the facts are there. Everywhere you can go online, you can search. There are books. Anywhere there is illegal mining going up, there must be any act of terrorism happening in that particular area. They are always working in conjunction with each other. You can never remove the act of illegal mining and terrorism. They always work together. Because At the end of the day, these people don't want to pay royalty to the villagers.
No.
They just want to come and pack and go. So definitely they will want to sack the whole village so that all of you will run away. And they can now come and do what they want to do and continue exporting. I was watching a video just this morning from somewhere around Matawale. There was a market there. The man was doing the video from inside his car where they were selling all this illegal mining, whatever it is they've gotten from the ground in sacks. And the man was saying they don't allow video in that market. He said they don't allow video. If you do video, they might do you something that you will not like. For you to know. So there's even an open market going on. For you to know. And we are losing resources again as a nation. This is another thing that we need to understand. We must not always put our eyes on oil. We have other things that we can put our eyes on. And these are also things that we can get. But if we do not remove this matter of illegal mining, then we will continue having this problem.
All right. Mr. Fire. Okay, let's go. Let's move over to politics now. NDC exempt Obi Kwankwaso from anti-defection oath. That is the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, has exempted its presidential candidate for the 2027 elections. That is Peter Obi and his running mate Rabiu Kwankwaso from the party's anti-defection oath. According to the National Secretary of the NDC, Ikenna Ikwezu, the anti-defection affidavit applies only to the party's candidates for National Assembly and State House of Assembly positions. The Constitution says everybody running under the platform of the party has to sign, but the party has taken the administrative decision that those required to sign in this instance do not include the presidential candidate and his vice, Ikwezu said on the channel's television. So this is it. If you are going to NDC, if you're contesting, you have to sign that I will not leave this party, I will not defect from this party. But the presidential candidate and his vice have been, removed from this particular constitution law within the NDC. So does that mean that Obi can decide to leave now? Kwankwaso can decide to leave, but others cannot leave?
Well, they say a journey for 1,000 miles begins with a full step. At least they've started a very good journey. One of these things that is making us having this political prostitution is because there's no control within the party rank and file. If I thought that the party has ideology and there's discipline, and this is what you stand to lose if you do, if you drill, definitely you will sit up. Now, everybody, as it is now, I'm telling you, there are some people who will go into election, this very election, after 2027, if APC still have the power at the top, and don't distant time, they will cross carpet back to APC. Some people have left the APC today, and as the thing goes, if they see window, they will cross carpet, not minding the fact that the platform they found themselves today was what gave them victory, not the same APC they are cross carpeting to, or whatever. It has happened to PDP, it has happened to APC. The same thing if we have a change of power, if it is NDC or ADC that happen to have power, or APC, you still have the same thing. So, but with this good singular action now, I think it's good. Well, they are now seeing that Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have no anywhere to go, no matter.
So no need for them to
no
sign.
Need, but again, it's important that the party, there should be a kind of everybody should be equality for the party. Let it be holistic. Everybody should fall onto it, so that you now give other people at the grassroots the confidence that yes, your party have respect for internal democracy, and there's that equality, and there's not that issue of marginalization. So you are now going to dose a lot of fears if you make it like that. But like I said, a journey for 1,000 miles used to begin with the first step. They have started it. No any National Assembly member will come and add up to the number of the ruling party that we're seeing now. Today, the ruling party have formed a quorum. You don't need any opposition to sit in the National Assembly before you can pass a bill into law, which it doesn't make it competitive. It doesn't put more glamour into it.
Yes.
I would like you to touch on isn't that an abuse on one's constitutional right or freedom of association, of movement, of associate and disassociate?
Yes, as much as there is that freedom, but you also have that freedom to join this particular union. So, and if you are joining a particular union, and that union says you have to have these terms and conditions before you can join us, then that your freedom of association is not telling you to either join or not to join. That is how I'm saying it. It is not left for you to decide whether to join or not to join. And insofar as you have agreed to be a member of us, then you have to sign this agreement, which I feel is a very good one.
What if my aims and objectives are no longer met within that party?
Then you have to leave if you are leaving our platform gave you that mandate where you are holding of whatever office it is you are holding. You got it from my platform. If it was not from my platform, you couldn't have come out to even stand for election, at least for now, until when they've told us that you might not come again. I think they are still ratifying that particular clause in the Electoral Act. There's this act that they are saying you might not belong to a political party before you can come to stand for election. But until then, insofar as you have come from my own platform and you got it on my own platform, then I have every right to tell you that no, when you are leaving, then you have to drop that particular seat.
Okay.
Very quickly,
what if it contradicts the country's constitution?
Very quickly, let me make addendum. Sorry, yes. I think it does to do justice to this. See, Constitution gave you the freedom to join association. There is no any freedom without limitation. There is no any right without a limitation. If you look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom, all of them came with their own limitations. You can't just say because today I have the freedom of expression, I can now just come out, I will start insulting the state governor, and I'll tell him that if they ask me, I say I have freedom of speech. No. He is a governor. There is a limit to which you can talk to him as a governor. You can't be talking to president. You cannot come and start insulting the president and say the freedom give you freedom of expression.
No.
There is limitation.
Yes.
So that is that. Again, in as much as it stands now, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not give freedom for independent candidacy in an election. So you cannot go into election under a platform after winning. Then you stole their mandate and go to another place. It's a theft. It's a political theft. Because without the platform, you don't have power. And as you are going to contest election, it is the party name that is there with the INEC.
Not your name.
You understand? It is the party who will fill the candidate. It is the party that will go out and campaign. And that is the more reason why there is time for you to campaign until they lift embargo. And they are lifting embargo not for individuals but for parties to campaign. And it is the party who will go into ballot. As you are going to election, nobody will see your name. It is your party that will see. So it is the party they voted. So I think there is need to have a very deliberate legislation on this thing so that people will stop stealing people's mandate. We've had it in this town. There are a lot of people. Even this recent election they conducted, for instance, look at Rep. It's open. Chanchaga Rep. Malam Kashia. People from APC voted him. You understand? I mean, APC faithful in during election voted for Malam Kasha of PDP against the party. They did at the party, but all in the name, it was the PDP who gave Malam Kasha a platform. At the end of the day, against the wish of the PDP people, he escaped to APC. Hasn't it consumed him now? That has consumed him. We have seen so many cases in National Assembly like that. So some of this one is a law of karma. But what we are saying, can't we, put a stop before we even get to the karma, so that at least we can, we fine tune the electoral system.
I think I'm okay with that. If we can, by the time you win under a particular platform, you cannot abandon that platform because that platform gave you where you stand. But don't you think this their position on this matter, that is the NDC, will be futile? Because the reason why I say it's to be futile is now the constitution is already there, give him the right to move until this constitution is amended or something is done about it. Don't you think this will just be
agreement? My agreement with you supersedes the constitution.
Even if you go to constitution, if constitution want to interpret the case, they will now look at if you present an evidence before we go into this contract. There's agreement. It's a mutual agreement, mutual understanding. The constitution does not deny you from presenting fact and evidence for you to win a case in court. So these are some of the things you present.
But again, Mr. Ba, it pains me a lot. We used to have politics of ideology in this country because I feel like because I feel like if we were actually getting it right, doing it right. We really don't need this is to show the level of decay in the political scene. When we're having political parties now bringing up things like this, that shows the level of political decay. If it was back in the days where we had political ideologies, where we have people that, okay, this is my own vision, this is what me I'm visualizing for my people. So it is those people that are seeing those visions together with him that they will come together to form a party. If you are not seeing that vision with him, you have to go to somebody else's party who your own vision aligns together. You understand? We've seen the likes of Aminu Kanu. We saw his kind of vision. We saw the kind of what he wanted to do. We saw their vision. These were people who were about developing the people directly. So if your vision is not, if your own ideology does not stand in with their own, you don't even go there. You don't even go to that place. It's just like, okay, let's say you are a capitalist, you are a socialist, and it is not in our own Nigerian settings. Most of us, we are capitalists in this country. Most of our politicians are capitalists, whether we like it or not.
Mix this economy.
Locally mixed.
Some partially, because you still have the socialists, the capitalists, the whatever, all put together in one basket.
Confusion.
So, but again, if you are not seeing this kind of settings, so okay, you are a capitalist, you are a socialist, and we have the welfareist again, everybody knows where it belongs to. This party, okay, let's say party A is capitalist, party B is socialist, and party C is a welfareist. We already know their ideology, and people who are joining these political parties are people who their ideology is rhyming with those particular places. So, and the people too already have who they want. You too, as a person, you already know the kind of style of government that you would like. So, you're already supporting a particular party already.
For instance, the people who are copying the United States of America, if not for the fact that Trump is
welcome to Politics Trends. Please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to our channel. There is a bribe. Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed reacts to President Tinubu's house gift to friends.
They will tell you, okay, if we want to remove subsidy in education, they will campaign vigorously on that. And if you like, if you are intended with what we have, you vote us. If you vote us, by the time you begin to work towards that direction, it shouldn't shock you. If the Democrats are now saying, okay, we are going to legalize so gay or contrary to that, this is what we will campaign. They will openly campaign to you so that you don't feel you are being deceived. At the end of the day, if you see them doling out all these policies and programs, you know it is being captured in their own party manifestos. So there is no direction, and since there is no direction, it is now individual manifesto that ideology that we have in now. For instance, now you're talking about the NDC. At least, I'm not campaigning, no, but it is issue that's bringing issue. You can say Konkoso as individual is idealistic in nature. He has ideology. Konkoso cares about educating the poor. Education is a key factor to national development. If you are educated, nobody will deceive you. If you are educated, you will be empowered. You will be self-reliant because you have a lot of concept idea to live independent. So Konkoso, and he have practicalized that during the time he was a governor in Governor. We've seen how he has educated the child of the poor from grass to grace, and they become something. That is one. If you look at Peter Obi again, he too has his own ideology. What he has been able to do in his own state as a governor. He has a direction with where you go. So, and this is the more reason why I think the NDC are now feeling that Peter Obi and Konkoso, they are people with ideology, and they will not have, and that is why probably they are jumping from one party to another. If you go to one party and you feel the ideology of this party does not fit me, there's no point being there. Konkoso have gone to Buhari to tell him that we came, we voted for you, but what we are seeing in the APC today, I cannot withstand it. So for this reason, I am personally coming to respect you and to inform you that I'm voluntarily leaving. I'm not leaving because I don't believe in you, but I believe that the party has been hijacked. And he left the APC then. You understand? And today he's jumping from one day. Everybody who jump from one party to another will give his own reason. It's debatable issue. It's based on what he's able to present for you, whether it's acceptable or not. But again, like I said, this individual, they have something to trust. They have something they can hold on to as an ideology that they believe in. And if the party believe in that, I think they don't have much problem.
All right, let's quickly go over to another headline. This one is coming from Baba Ahmed saying, Wike and FG bribing judges with houses in Abuja. So it says it is a bribe. Hakim Baba Ahmed sparks fresh controversy over Abuja mansions for judges. And the headline it goes further saying a fresh political storm is brewing after former presidential aide Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed openly described the allocation of luxury Abuja houses to appeal court judges as nothing short of a bribe. Reacting to reports that judicial officers receive multi-billion naira homes from the federal government, Baba Ahmed argued that no democracy can afford a situation where judges receive expensive gifts from the same arm of government whose actions they may be called upon to scrutinize.
I think we can play his voice.
Can play the voice.
Yes, let's have his
Please,
voice.
if you are new here, kindly subscribe to our channel. It is a bomb to politics trends. Please, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to our channel. It is a bribe. Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed reacts to President Tinubu's house gift to appeal court judges. We can say we are giving the judges houses. They are due. They needed it. How can such a judge give a fair judgment to a normal or let me say a neutral citizens, or be just neutral? How can that? How can such a judge cases fairly without being biased? Just let's take a look at Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, what he has to say. Watch the video clip here now to understand what he's saying.
If this government genuinely is building this fantastic estate as a gift, literally that's what it is. It's a bribe to the judiciary.
So if you are
judges who retire, if the judges who retire, let me take you back 2-3 years ago. Do you remember when some judges in the Supreme Court went to, I can't remember who was the Chief Justice of the Federation at the time, and they raised fundamental issues? I remember because my sister, the retired Chief Justice Amina Augie, was then a judge at the time, and there were quite a lot of them. There was massive outcry over the welfare of judges at the time. I think it was under President Buhari. These were the kind of issues that ought to have pushed a government to say, look, why don't we look into the way judges live? Isolate them from temptation, isolate them from sources that force them to be partisan or tempts them to be partisan. And like I said, improve the way in which they are remunerated such that they can actually rent houses or build houses. Even just giving them land and exempting other arms of government. Why don't you build houses for federal permanent secretaries? Why don't you build houses for some doctors?
People why, I mean, the judiciary. Okay, finally on this, Doctor. If you were to advise the judges, what will you tell them? And
I'll tell them not to take it.
Not to take it.
Straight up.
Now, assuming they have taken it, because from all indications they have accepted. So what should the National Judicial Council do?
I'm not sure that the National Judicial Council can overrule judges who say, well, which wrong did we do? The government gave it to us free. You want us to, how does that breach our independence or neutrality? I'm not sure. But the answer to that question would be that the NJC, the conscience of the judiciary, and in some cases perhaps, but quite possibly one of the most sensitive counsels available, should put its foot down. It is wrong, it is condemnable, it shouldn't be done. And I think the nation should raise its voice. You cannot just take public money as a partisan government, build houses, huge houses like this, and just dash it to judges. How do you expect them to be neutral?
More so we're approaching election. Do you think they will be, fair? This is appeal court judges. If you take APC to them, will you expect to get fairness?
And now let me just say that it will be extremely difficult. A justice that takes this would be compromised.
Whether he likes it or not.
Well, imagine, this is Abuja. Look at the estate we just saw. For
Mansion's
sake. And they give it to you free? And you think that a justice of the Supreme Court will actually be dispassionate and fair, just to a government that gives him a home in Abuja? Any one of those houses is close to $1 billion or more. Now, for goodness sake, in the name of what?
For them to do their job very well.
Doing their job, like everybody else. It's not, look, the bottom line is there's nothing special about being a judge of the Supreme Court other than the fact that you are.
Or Court of Appeal.
Or Court of Appeal or
High
whatever.
Court.
There are other Nigerians who have served in different branches and reached the equivalent of that point. What, do you also give them houses?
Because
this is the worst form of corruption.
Okay.
And it should not be allowed to be buried. We shouldn't just move beyond this.
We should hear from Wiki too when he was giving dishing out those mansions.
Okay, Wiki was also. Yes. Let's have a clip of that also coming from Wiki, giving it out. This is it.
No.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Don't think there's anybody who is a human being living on earth, no matter whether you like us or not, whether you like this administration or not, which you don't have any choice though to like us.
All right, that was coming from Hakim Baba Ahmed. 2027 election is already in the corner. So, just, gentlemen, what's your opinion on this? And also, listen, I know listeners have a lot of things to say about this, but let's have our take here.
When I saw a woman posted the videos first that night, I think. Was it in the night also? She posted a video showing the house, though we've seen pictures of the houses before, but she did a video of the house, seeing the house. And I was like, I was a bit skeptical because how do you gift judges houses like this and not expect people to think that this is a sort of bribe? No, let's be realistic with each other. We know the way and manner that Nigerian democracy now, it is a democracy that is based very much on litigations now. One way or the other, almost every other election is now in court. It is being decided by the courts. We all know that. So now, at this junction and time, when the elections are just a few months away, now coming to give judges houses in Abuja. And again, Hakim Baba Ahmed says something very important. What is so special? We also have some other parastatals, people from some other parastatals who have also reached the pinnacle of their jobs. What did they do for them? We also have people from other sectors of the economy.
So you are saying, why the judges?
Why the judges? There's a big question mark there if you ask me, and let's be realistic. And if the judge were honorable, Baba always says something here, says some judges are so honorable, like the clothes that they used to round the Kaaba.
Yes.
And it is true. If they are actually honorable, I expect them, I stand with Hakim Baba Ahmed on this one, I stand with him, they should reject the houses. For the sake of fairness and equity, for the sake of people to continue believing in the judiciary, because the trust of the people in the judiciary currently is so thin and low.
Yeah.
Because we've seen situations now where these are even a common man, a layman who is just observing from outside know that this is white. But we see situations where it is being called black in the judiciary. We see situations where the judiciary is now even giving rulings and sittings that are even cooked. We see situations where the judiciary are giving sentences that are not even being followed. People are no longer respecting the judiciary, and this is starting from the politicians. When we are now having politicians that are not even respecting the courts again, the court system. And why wouldn't they respect you? It is because of you are collecting kickbacks. It is because of you are collecting gifts. If somebody is not giving you gift, there is no way you'll be telling you what to do. Because if somebody is not playing the piper, he won't play any tune now. So if they know what is good for them, if they want to be honorable in all fairness and equity, let them return this. Though, let us not lie to each other. The human being is selfish in nature.
Sure.
That is the basic number one rule of a human being. Everybody wants a house, such a beautiful house. But again, when you are looking at the morality, when you are looking at legacy, but a whole lot of Africans, we don't look at legacies, we don't look at names. We just want what we can get, the material, the material thing that we can make, forgetting about the name. But if they actually want their names to be written in gold, if they want their credibility to still be there, their integrity to be there, their honor to still be there, left to me, they should return those houses.
Okay, you are saying that human being by nature selfish. But you can't be selfish to the extent that you go bonkers. You go out of your senses. With Baba you share some of his experience here when he had opportunity to be in Abuja. Those people who share all those land in Abuja, he had opportunity to be there and have. If we have to utilize that opportunity to have many houses, would I have been able to set this radio and some of the things we say here? Is it possible?
No.
If you have opportunity and you grab for your personal aggrandizement, you think you still have the mouth to come and talk? They will just bring out your files and you can't talk. So that is one. Somebody who, what God is doing is what you are trying to do. They say, come and sell the dunya, come and sell akhir. The same thing you see here on earth, that is the replica of what you're going to see in heaven. In the year after, God will ask you as judge. He said you superintended over cases. How many cases? He said 50. God will ask you to come and do it. Agaban Allah, agaban dunya. One by one. So, Ebile, even as we are here, some of the things we say, some certain things, if you say something, they ask you to come and say what you say again. When you are before a panel, if you don't have any God intervention, you know how difficult it's going to be. This one they say judgment to come and do it. So you should know that particular position as a judge is the most sensitive thing in this whole leadership of this country. So you have to be very, very careful. When you accept a bribe from somebody, or you accept a gift from somebody who have openly come to tell you how they are going to manipulate Nigerians to vote for them against their wish, and you accepting gift from that person, that is number one. Have you not seen when the president, the chairman of the Federal High Court, Justice John Toho, who lets some judges to Wike to cry out that they've been saying each time they post judge to Abuja, they stay without no accommodation, they don't have land. So he's now begging Wike to give them land. The same person that will bring case tomorrow, if I have given you land free of charge, then I have a case before you. Tell me how you look into my eyes and tell me that you are not going to favor me, and I will bring out your file. I will only call the media and throw the file before them to go and analyze. And you know, when you give media, different media to analyze, it's free now. Everybody will analyze it the way it is. They will destroy your reputation. So if you are now building 40 houses for these judges, unfortunately some of them are even Supreme Court judges, I mean appeal court judges, and you know some of the cases ends in appeal. When you go to election, there are some cases that will get to Supreme Court, some end in at appeal court. So it means that you have weaponized the party or Wike
in your favor, because
Wike, you see how the way he do things. Everybody, aren't you surprised? Wike of the PDP, but APC people are willing to pay, no matter how you can see, high, ranking APC members willing to Wike for favor. Is he the first person who become minister? When now, so if I one of the super minister of FCT and of in this country, is it how people are willing to him? What are you going to get from him? So I think this thing is definitely going to take a lot of shock to Nigerians, because these judges will not be trusted. Nobody will trust that, because unfortunately most elections now are being won in the courts. So the same place, because they are more or less INEC quote and unquote. You understand? Because they are the one announcing the final winner. Even if INEC did, they do the final announcement. So definitely you should expect that these judges will definitely down to the tune of those who grant them favor.
Exactly, and again, this brings me to the fact that we have too much misplaced priority in this current administration. Funds that could have been used to do something else that is going to benefit the masses immediately are funds that are now being diverted to do things that will not actually benefit a larger number. When you have a situation where just a microscopic few of people are the one that are enjoying the dividends of this democracy, then it begs the question, is this government really for the people? And that is why I always say this thing. It seems as if the democracy in Africa is now changing from democracy of the people, but to democracy of a few by the few and for the few. That is how the thing is seeming. Because sufferness is abound in the country. People don't have houses. What is happening to the federal government housing estate that was promised in all the geopolitical zones of the country? We haven't heard anything about it up till now. Even though they were saying the other day that they built some in Abuja, they built some in Lagos, I don't know. But is it also in those places? And how many people?
About 10,000, about 1,000 houses also for that
that have been built. So for a population of over 200 million people, for crying out loud, what can 1,000 do? That is just a drop in the ocean. And this money now, if you are even looking at it, let's even say, okay, let's even look at a conservative amount, not less than 1 billion. But I bet you that house is over 1 billion naira. But let's use 1 billion, that is 40 billion naira for crying out loud. Do you know how many room estates that is going to, how many apartment of an estate that is going to build for you?
If you look at the statistics, and that's why we are still doing things anyhow, because there is no population consensus conducted, so to know how many number of Nigerians need the housing. But when you have few people that have been given these big houses, you definitely, your ears will be ringing. If you look at here, just look at me here, along Bidda Road after Pakungu to Albishiri, you see some housing estates there by federal government are being abandoned. Some are constructedly, substandard, and then we are now crying that there's a very large deficit of housing in Nigeria, and then we have billions given to just 40 people. Believe me, just imagine 1 billion naira housing estate in each state of the federation. You can imagine how many civil servants can take those houses. Even the ones that are available, it's not even affordable, because we discuss it here, the houses that were built and how much you are supposed to pay monthly, how much is a civil servant can how much even a businessman can afford, how much can he afford. And I don't know how much a businessman earns in a month that they can afford to pay about 500,000 naira monthly for the loan for the house. It's unfortunate where we are.
Okay, so you see what Wike is saying. FCT meter West Wike says has stated that the newly commissioned houses for appeal court judges were provided as a gift to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Nigerian's Court of Appeal. He made the clarification during the official commissioning ceremony.
As a gift on whose account? From whose pocket?
So now you see this thing. So
okay, he said the project executed under administration for the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has generated public discussion with Wike emphasizing that the housing development was intended as part of judiciary Golden Jubilee celebration rather than for any other purpose.
See, look at this thing. Look at this. If the houses can be given to these judges, and while they pay in installments gradually until their retirement, that we can understand. And the ordinary man that can't even afford a house, you give him and you ask him to pay 500,000 naira every month. But these judges get it for free. So what message are we sending? That the poor people or the average Nigerians are on their own, they should go and look out for themselves. It's unfortunate.
The thing is just, there's no way you are going to weave this that it is going to make it look good at all.
No way, no sugar-coated words can describe it. Yes. Yeah. Okay, there is this celebration or praise coming online about bandit forced to flee a Kaduna community, fight back against suspected invasion. Say resident of Anchau, town of Kubau, local government area of Kaduna State, are being praised for their courage and reportedly mobilizing and confronting suspected armed bandits attempting to enter their community.
Yes,
is it not?
Baba is calling to join us.
Okay, we have Baba on the line.
Yes. Yes.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning, Baba.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Baba.
Hello.
We can hear. Go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Baba. So we have to.
Baba, we can hear you. Can
Hello.
We can hear. I think we'll have to reconnect.
We should end it and call back.
Yes, we have to reconnect.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Baba.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Baba. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh.
See, Baba.
Hello.
I think let's make it this way. Probably.
Hello.
Can you
Yes,
hear us
we
now?
can hear you, Baba. Yes, we can hear you.
I can hear you. Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Kubelaji, Baba.
The house is given to judges. Is it a dash or they are going to pay for it?
They say gift. It's a gift, sir.
If it's a gift, what do you define a gift?
A gift.
Is it a house loan? No, you can't just dash somebody a judge a gift. You can't dash a judge.
For a job well done.
Except if it is. Hold on. If it's official accommodation and you are taking the money for that accommodation from his salary, and if it's an official residence, after his paid while he vacates the house,
That is it.
house will revert back to the government that will allocate it to another judge. Those houses are what we call returnable gift. They shouldn't celebrate. They are taking it back from them after this government expires.
Welcome to Politics Trends. Please, if you are new here, kindly
or they say it's your pension. Can they afford to pay for those houses? The houses are above 500 to 1 billion. The cost of that construction and the furnishing is about $1 billion. Do the judges have $1 billion to pay? Are their pensions up to $1 billion? It's a disgrace. In Europe, in England, certain things like this doesn't happen. In America, it will not happen. In Kenya here, it will not happen. Even in Mali, it can't happen. What more for Niger? Why are we disgracing ourselves? Public accountability and integrity. Judges have to be in case that judges, they will enjoy their salaries for life. Judges receive their salaries for life. They are protected. Why take this bribe? Why disgrace yourself? And I'm sure there are judges who will refuse to take. Some judges will refuse this corrupt, rotten, gift. Openly corrupted gift. It's a returnable gift. Have you heard of something called returnable gift?
Yes.
They dash you something and they say, we'll take them back. Then they don't celebrate. As this government to go, then the government coming will take it back. And then we will collect rent. All the time you are staying there, we are going to ask you to pay the rent. And we will deduct the rent from your monuments.
Baba, you are talking about returnable gift. I think Nigeria are very much conversant with this returnable gift. You recall during Goodluck Jonathan, there was an issue of this arms deal of $2.1 billion. It's depending on what they tell you. At the end of the day, some people they say they give us dash here. Some media they say it's a gratification. It's all depend on what is taxed to the money. But at the end of the day, most of them were forced to return this money. So Nigeria are very much conversant with this returnable gift.
So don't worry yourself about this attempted to drive the job. Don't worry yourself. If they sell the houses for them, it would have been better that the houses have been sold to them at what rate? Is it at the market rate? You know, we have to be very careful what foundation we are building for tomorrow. One day, all of us will not be around, but it can stand as a manifestation of our decadence of the era. We should go and read the French Revolution. Go and read the revolution of the Russian Revolution of 1917. Go and see what happened in Cuba, the Revolution of Cuba. And despite the effort of America to destroy Cuba, to harass Cuba, Cuba is still standing on their two legs. So it's a lesson. Those who learn will learn. Those who refuse to learn will learn the hard way. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Baba don't try to be
thank you,
very
Baba.
dark man. You say you got to land, but land the hard way. Yes.
All right.
But very quickly, there's something worthy of this thing. You see, even if it is a dash, or they give it, let's say they give it to appeal court. You know, we have category of judges.
Yes.
Supreme Court judges, appeal court, federal court. If they give it appeal court judges, and that is not going to be dash. It's for the appeal court. But if you are leaving, you leave it. But mind you, there is what they used to do. They will say they will monetize it for them. Have you not seen in this stage where commissioner quotas, the one and only commissioner quotas we are boasting of, you know, an individual, you know, you can be an opportunist. You are somebody, you are, you know, based on your whatever, they can make you a commissioner. But that commissioner quota probably does not deserve that house at that material time. All of a sudden they say they are now, you know, monetizing it for you. You pay 30 million naira. Even the land itself, you can sell you more than 100 million naira. Yes, but they say they are selling the land, everything for you. Then you now force government again to remove from taxpayers' money to go and be building under commissioner quota somewhere again. How about what type of thing is that? So the same thing is going to happen to this one.
Last.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Paya and Mr. Bile, including Baba that is over there. Let's take a look at these headlines coming. It's on 2027. 2027 may be Nigeria's last election. That's coming from Arewa youth groups. Warn.
We don't pray so.
Yeah, they say the coalition issue warning. It's a warning at a press briefing where they demanded the immediate release of former Kaduna State Governor Nasu El-Rufai, who has been in the custody of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Commissions (ICPC). The book call on northern youth to come together and vote out the APC in the 2027 general election. So the warning, same warning. People are being some people call it persecution, some people say it's not persecution, he's been prosecuted.
Whatever you know, justice can never be denied, it can only be delayed. So whether it's a persecution, whatever, time will come. If you continue to incarcerate him till the end of your tenure, another person will come, probably they will review his file and remove him. Nobody ever thought when Al-Mustafa was incarcerated for very long, you know, the most longest serving this thing with that capacity, almost 12 years, I think. But at the end of the day, he regained his freedom. And so you should be mindful. Life is more than that. The dynamics of life should always be a guiding spirit to you. But today, if you deliberately decide to incarcerate somebody without just cause, you too, the table could turn around. You too, you find yourself in there. So that is why anything that comes to your table, be just, have fear of God, because the table can turn at any time.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, I feel like people need to understand that you have the power. The power is with you, as the people. I always say, we the people, the masses, we are the major stakeholders. Gone. We are not a minority stakeholder in the political affairs of Nigeria. We are the major stakeholders. And that is why, in as much as you hear people who say they do rig, but they still want your vote at the end of the day.
Yeah, they must organize
election and they must still have your vote at the end of the day. And my dad always tell me something. He said it is very hard to rig a result where the distance, the difference is too plenty. It's too much. It is very, very hard to,
it has to be massive.
You understand? It has to be massive. But where you are now having where it's a little bit or there, then it's easy to rig in those kind of scenarios. So I do tell people something. There is no be fight, no be quarrel. But it is a matter of you to go and get your PVC. And if you know what somebody is doing is not right, then you vote him out. It is as simple as that. Yeah. It is just as simple as that. It is not by force. And again, I'll still continue to be an advocate of tribal and religion sentiments in our politics. We need to remove that one too. Because somebody is from a particular part of the country and your forefathers had this issue, it not really concern you. Something that happened in the 60s and you are now relating it to now. It is not your business again. That one has passed. It has passed. New water has passed under the bridge. New fishes has come into the town. That is the way it is supposed to be. And people need to look forward into the future. Because if we don't come together, that development that we are all shouting for, well, it will continue to be an El Dorado that we will never get to. We will just continue dreaming and fantasizing. If we don't come together together as one people, as one nation. Because if you look at when we were getting it right as a country, was when the national cohesion was there. It was when the national unity was there, and that was when the leaders of that time, they were all about the unity of the country. Everybody, I remembered while growing up, I always say this story here. In the compound I grew up in, Boso, there were different tribes and religion in that compound. Hausas, Muslims, Igbos, Igbira, different people coming together to live together as one people, you know, irrespective of the tribe or the religion. Right. But now we are not seeing situation that even we between ourselves, Takani Muma, if somebody is not your fellow tribal person, he cannot, you won't pray behind him.
Okay, Baba is calling back. Let's
all right. Yes. Let's have Baba. Say Baba.
Hello.
Hello.
I think let's start calling.
Yeah. I think
okay.
We have network issues this morning.
All right. Let's quickly, give listeners.
I think we have him back.
It's back.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can hear you.
I can hear you doing a focus from the upside down talk, inside out.
Say Baba.
Is the beavers working?
Beavers.
Election tomorrow.
Beavers is working, Baba.
Election tomorrow. If it is a landslide for APC, then you can begin to take understanding of the general election 2027 January. You agree with me?
Yes.
I can't get you clearly, please.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. I think the network is.
We're having issues.
I think
yes, go ahead, Baba. Come again.
Hello. All right.
Hello. Yes,
the call has ended. I think Beaver is a technology just like computer. It's what you give him that it's going to give you back. So it is the people now who control the beavers.
I think we've gotten him back.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Let's use the speaker.
Okay, let's use speaker. Okay, we can hear you now.
All right, so let's quickly go over. Before Baba calls back, let's go over to Facebook. We have Umar Azmi say Nigeria is a strange country. A criminal contested for position. His criminal records were revealed.
Okay, we have him back.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I'm telling you that if the election is tomorrow, the result will give you a perspective of the competence of INEC to organize fair and fair election. We are going to see how many thousands of dollars have been bring out, how many naira have been used to purchase votes, whether they are going to be purchasing votes, whether there is going to be up and down running between the parties, how many parties that are there, how many people on the ballot, what is going to be the scenario of that electoral process. That will give you an idea what is going to come in 2027. At least a symbol of the capacity of the INEC. It is APC landslide without any resistance, you know it will fall down. But if there is a resistance from other parties, you know it's going to fair election. That's the way I'm looking at it. The electoral process is becoming the political developmental process. If the electoral process is corrupted, the political developmental process will be corrupted. And if it is corrupted, we have a lot of political leaders that have a lot of illegalities and a lot of criminalities in their activities. And therefore, EFCC will have a lot to do, even from tomorrow. The EFCC will have a lot to do. They have a lot to do. They have to make sure the corrupting elements of vote buying and rigging doesn't take place. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, sir.
You too, Baba. All right, Baba has spoken, and we're reading a message from Umar Azmi before Baba calls came in. He's poor. We said said Nigeria is a strange country. A criminal contested for position. His criminal records were revealed and exposed. His poor mental and physical health were very obvious for everyone to see. Yet people are queued up to vote for him, and help him to rig the election, all because of money, religion, and ethnicity. Nigeria is a strange country. Yeah, it is strange indeed. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Ibrahim Gimba.
What's anywhere you calling from?
Good morning, Mr. Apaya and Ebile.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Comrade Ahmed. I'm calling from 123 quarter.
All right, go ahead.
You see, we are not practicing democracy any longer in this country. All what we are seeing is the government of the few, determined by the few, and for the few. So I don't know if we can just change and adopt another system of government that will be suitable to our way of life in Nigeria. Because what we are seeing, only few people are endorsing the national cake, and the other ones are at the other side clapping and counting the exotic cars and houses. Well, I think by God's grace, one day Nigeria will be great. We'll get it right one day. Thank you very much. Jumat Mubarak.
All right, thank you so much. We have this message on Facebook coming from Moses Ezra saying Nigeria news always giving us sickness because of their criminality mind, evil behaviors. If we want to get it right, till we impress salvation, born again, and stay away from the criminal mind. All right, let's pick another. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, MDR.
IG Usani Abdullah, good morning.
Good morning.
I salute your courage entirely for job well done always.
Welcome.
Usman Apa, you can see the dimension which we find ourselves. I don't see a situation where houses will be given to judges who have the means to build their own house to their test. It's very, very unfortunate, honestly, the FCD minister who decided to give all these judges, they have their money to build the house of their choice. Why must they, they will use their taxpayers' money to build houses for judges? You can see the dimension that we find ourselves in this country. This administration, they are not helping matters, honestly. The country is falling apart. Are you talking about the insecurity ravaging the entire country? Now, federal government is setting aside almost 500 billion naira for insecurity. I hope they will utilize this money, you understand, for the purpose which they are bringing this money. Because a lot of money being given to security agencies, no result. Insecurity is persisting on a daily basis, ravaging Nigerians entirely, killing people on a daily basis. Is that we are going to continue as a country? Allah continue to rescue us. That's my take.
Amen. Thank you so much. This one is coming from Balaya Beni Ituge saying, good morning, Mr. Usman Apaya, IG, and Ibile OG. The issue of illegal mining in Nigeria is concerning. However, a call by Mr. Ibile to legalize mining is uncalled for. Natural resources like gold, oil, and gas, you will respond to that? Natural gas are natural assets and should be for the benefit of all citizens. I feel it is given illegal to give license to individuals to mine.
That's
thinking about legalizing mining.
When God has naturally endowed you, then
legalizing mining
illegal for you to accept God's
you have to legalize. Now, when you legalize, you have a whole lot of benefits that comes with legalization of this mining. That's why I say you have to legalize. Whether we cannot leave it to continue sitting there. God gave it for us to be able to use in times of need. That is how I see the mineral resources.
I absolutely believe in you.
You know,
anything that is done illegally, government doesn't get anything from it. They doesn't get money from that.
You know, so once it's legalized, a whole lot of benefit, a whole lot of companies will start springing up here and there. And so the legality now of this whole thing is that it will now be processed in the country before it is taken out to
and
anywhere.
If you want to get a license, we'll take your number, we'll take your record, we monitor whatever you are doing,
you know,
and then we also collect our tax.
And if you legalize it, you're going to reduce a lot of risk associated to mining. Because you have to bring equipment since it's legal, and you know wherever there are these mining activities, the level of crime used to be very high. So that's why you have to secure it. If it is legal, you can put security, you can put a lot of checks here and there. Yes,
that's a good one. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ambassador Gebu the Challenger. I'm calling you from Tudun Fulani.
All right, go ahead.
You see, this giving of gift, you understand, to judges. To me, I feel it is not a welcome development. And these are reasons why. Number one, we are battling with this issue of insecurity. Number two, more than half of Nigerians are living in extreme poverty. And our leaders have taken an oath that their first primary assignment is to protect life and property of their citizens. And their second primary primary assignment is to provide succor for their citizens. They are really doing the needful. And they are giving judges, you understand, gift. Every living soul must test death. And we shall.
All right, thank you, Ambassador Gabriel Challenger. You had 1 minute and it's you have exhausted it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sorry, this is Joseph calling from Chanchaga.
All right, go ahead.
I think I'm 1 million supporting word of Mr. Ibile that we should legalize this mining of the team. Because according to I think there's an ad that say if you cannot beat them, join them. I remember there's one chairman, the one local government chairman for I think in the north that joined band that were celebrating them. I don't remember. So what Ibile is trying to say is just for them to legalize, so that all this clear of a thing will at least will reduce. I'm 1 million times support of him. And from the beginning, again, you said something in the morning that how can if you're ordinary man, if you are going with a military man cap, you'll be dealt with or whatever. I think I heard you say something like that.
If you are putting on you'll be dealt with if you're putting on military attire.
Military cap, yes. That you're ordinary man, you'll be dealt with, isn't it?
Yes.
They're the so-called bandits now that are using this military line. How did they get it? Can you go to market now to go and buy this military this thing?
For where?
Khaki. Can you go and this?
For where?
Who is your father? So where will those bandits? See, if you are talking of this thing, you see, I think a time will come that if government refuse to protect, or by the time they kill everybody, understand? Let us see who they are going to. Whether is it our goat on the street or our fowl. Imagine on all this kind of they need border. They only just talking about 2027. How many people are going to be alive before that 2027?
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for calling.
God bless him. God bless by begging my brother.
Amin. Thank you so much. We have Ismail Azako say, why are our leaders' conscience dead? All right. Thank you, Ismail Azako. And we have this message coming from Al Amin Bawa. Good morning, people at the studio. I always said it. In Nigeria, we only have two parties, the elite and the masses. The elite rule and they decided the masses' faith. That's why their method of ruling is self-centered, not masses-centered. And he continued to say, if we don't have a revolution, the nearest future, Nigeria will never be good. All right, I think we don't need a revolution. We can still get it right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good. What's anywhere you calling from?
My name is Ambassador Abdullah Mustafa Muhammad Jafi calling from Bida.
All right, go ahead.
I think the issue of judges and the way FCT minister is comparing them, giving them all this kind of things. I think in normal situation, if there is no ulterior motive, you know that. But FCT minister has a cause even to beat his chest. But he used to preempt the judge's judgment. Some of the ruling, FCT minister will just say that this is how it will go, and exactly that's what will happen. I'm advising the Nigeria Bar Association. They should take up the issue.
All right.
The judges should be investigated. The judges should be seriously monitored with their activity. The judicial independence needs to be given. So to give the judicial independence, the judicial should have independence.
Thank you, sir.
They should did everything independently without any interference. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's parting word. We are running out of time.
All right, I want to say thank you for everybody, and don't forget wear good clothes, spray perfume while going to the Jumat mosque today. Thank God it is Friday and Jumat Mubarak.
Well, thank you very much, listeners, for joining us, being with us until some other time. We appreciate you so much.
All right, thank you. I want to thank you for joining us this morning. Monday is another day. You can join us again on Global Review and Issues in the News. Same time, same station. I am Ibrahim Gimba, and have a very productive day. Good morning.